2.5 pounds, representing Y Crew and Intense MMA, this 7-time UFC veteran claims 14 professional wins against 7 losses with 4 knockout victories, fighting out of Boston, Massachusetts. Ladies and gentlemen, John Doomsday Howard. Across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, he tipped the scales at 186 pounds, representing Triforce MMA and Team United. His professional resume shows 10 wins with 6 losses, 8 big wins coming by knockout, fighting out of his hometown of Pawtucket, Rhode Island. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the reigning, defending CES MMA middleweight champion, introducing Todd the Hulk CHATTELE. 5-minute rounds for the CES MMA middleweight title.
This place is electric, Mike. It's on fire, people. There's not everybody who's in seats is standing.
And you really get a feel for the crowd when you see everybody on their feet. It's a packed house here at Twin River, as expected, for this highly anticipated main event.
Here we go.
Round number 1 underway. Todd the Hulk CHATTELE, John Doomsday Howard for the CES MMA middleweight title.
Todd's coming out early, establishing that jab. Doomsday with the rear leg kick. CHATTELE throwing that nice 1-2 combination. Left hook off it.
CHATTELE letting his hands go early.
Todd's working that double jab. Doomsday covered up. Right uppercut to the body that kind of caught the elbow, and the left hook was blocked well. But Todd's definitely active and busy. Double left hook.
Doomsday's defended well thus far. Todd unleashed him, but Doomsday has blocked most of what he's had to throw. Again, blocking that one. Keeping his hands high.
There's a switch lead leg kick. Todd again prodding, trying to keep that distance, trying to keep John off. Nice rear leg by Doomsday. Again, Todd with the jab. Straight right hand and the left hook that just missed on him. Again, you see what Doomsday's hands are up high.
Yes.
He knows he's going to have to get touched up a little bit to get inside on that.
We'll see if CHATTELE counters and goes to the body to try to drop those hands.
Again, the rear leg from Doomsday. Jab hook off that. Big left hook and right uppercut by Doomsday that missed. He's having a hard time finding the distance. Overhand right by CHATTELE and a left hook.
You can definitely see the improvement in CHATTELE's stand-up game, letting his hands fly, working with 401 boxing.
You can see him moving on his feet, little in and out, little bounce on his toes, establishing that jab. And there's John Howard just moving just ever so slightly to avoid the full impact of those punches.
Very strong defensively thus far for Doomsday Howard. Not absorbing most of what CHATTELE's
nice
throwing.
rear leg.
And coming back with those rear leg kicks. He's landed several in this opening round. 2:58 to go.
And you notice what John doesn't keep his back against the fence, no matter what, even with CHATTELE coming forward. And again, right to the cover. CHATTELE working inside, overhand. Both guys mixing it up well. Straight right left hook, and a left hook answered by Doomsday.
Nice counter by Doomsday with the left hook. CHATTELE sneaking in a couple of those jabs. Doomsday unfazed thus far. 2.5 to go in round number 1. And again, that left jab.
Establishing his distance, saying it's more or less like there he is, and then here it comes with something. Where John's taking that rear leg, that's going to take the jab away later rounds. He's not going to be able to stay on that foot.
He's answering each jab with a rear leg kick.
What I like from Todd is he lightly's touching and then he's coming with a big shot. Finding his distance.
Done a nice job setting him up, but Doomsday's defense has been very good thus far in round number 1.
Nice 1-2 coming forward. Left hook by Doomsday. Double jab. Somebody lost a mouthpiece.
I believe it was CHATTELE.
You see the show of respect for each other. The guys slap hands. Okay, no big deal. We got it. You know, there's no malice. These guys both want to win. Both these guys, make no mistake about it, they try to take each other's head off, but there's still a mutual respect there.
That loose mouthpiece, a byproduct of those left hooks by John Howard, a couple landed.
I would imagine so.
Something Chattelle will have to be cautious of as this fight progresses.
Real leg again by Howard.
Howard's done a nice job with it. Chattelle trying to answer. Certainly more sharpness to Howard's rear leg kicks than Chattelle's at this point.
Double jab by Howard, gets inside. Good counters by Chattelle. Oh, there's
good right hand from Howard.
Right hand, left hook, it landed. And there's Todd smartly jabbing off it. And that's good movement.
As soon as they got close, Howard shortened up a bit and landed a couple of nice shots, and Chattelle wisely backed out, now trying to reestablish that jab. You got to keep your distance, and he's trying to do so. Howard catches that hook, and there's the takedown. Just under a minute to go in the opening round. The first significant break in the action here, as Doomsday scores the first takedown of the bout.
John's been here a ton, and so's Todd.
Sure.
So these guys both right now, Todd's really locking him down, keeping his posture by controlling his head. The guard's closed, so he's looking to stall.
Ribcage open, and Doomsday taking advantage.
Now this is where Doomsday's side comes into play. Being the smaller fighter, he's going to be able to have a better base. He's going to have shorter punches.
Chattelle kicking out, but Howard relentless.
Shoots right back inside to half.
And I agree, those shorter punches make a difference. He doesn't have to wind up as much.
Exactly. And this is where John Howard is tenacious. You've seen him a ton in the UFC, just keeping a guy there and making him pay.
Closing seconds are
Todd doing a good job of not allowing him to take his back there.
Yeah, good defense. That could have gotten ugly even with 10 seconds.
And that's the round. Great round.
Number one. And so far, so good, as expected in this main event between Todd the Hulk Chattelle and Doomsday Howard. Well, really, the majority of that round, Scott, both fighters feeling each other out. Chattelle using the jab, letting his hands fly. Doomsday responding with those rear leg kicks. Late in the round, he caught Chattelle, got the takedown.
Exactly. You know, it's funny. Right now, any butterflies Todd might have had about, you know, fighting John and his status, they're out the window. We're in a fight right now, and you saw Todd settle into that. You saw Doomsday, where he didn't want to take that jab too much longer and did a nice takedown. I mean, again, with the scoring we've seen tonight, how do you score that round?
It's tough. Again, we have seen different trends from different judges. Some who prefer the striking, some who prefer the ground game and the takedowns. Round one is in the books. We're getting ready for round number two of this main event. The CES MMA middleweight title on the line. Todd the Hulk Chattelle in the camouflage trunks and John Doomsday Howard in the black trunks. Here we go, round number two.
Touching hands, and here we go again. Todd comes right back to the jab.
Trying to reestablish the same pace he had in round number one. Working the body a bit there, at least an attempt to do so.
What Todd wants to do is to maintain what he's doing with the jab and staying nice and loose with his hands, but not standing directly in front of John Doomsday Howard. You want to jab off to one side or another. There's how John got his distance. Double and triple jabbing his way in, left hook right cross by Doomsday, slowed him right down. But there's Todd right there in the mix.
I agree, at short distances, it appears Doomsday has the slight edge. When the fight's at a distance, you can see Chattelle.
Two double right hands by Chattelle, backing Howard right up. That's it, you know, he's in exchange. And what John Howard's doing is he's defending very well. Nice, smart knee by Chattelle.
I agree.
When his hands are up nice and high, he really puts the body. Rather than throwing an uppercut, he used the knee. Because what Doomsday's doing is he's keeping his hands up to protect, to get in deep enough.
It was the knee that caused the cut that eventually ended the Woody Weatherby fight.
That's true, yeah.
And Chattelle looking for a similar result there, but Doomsday at least deflected the majority of it, but a good timing on Chattelle's part there.
Nice rear leg. That was a heavy rear leg.
Doomsday has delivered many of those thus far.
And you see Todd smartly moving to his right, staying away from the rear leg in the right hand. Another rear leg by Howard. Answered by inside leg kick by Chattelle. Nice job, and then the jab off. Circle to the right, smart. You see how John leaped in with that left hook to stop him from doing that. This is the very educated fighters you're having there right now.
We're seeing the strategy really play out thus far in the first round.
Big right hand. Doomsday shook it off, but he felt it. Here's an uppercut from Howard.
Nice inside game by Doomsday Howard, fighting straight up the middle. It's tough to stand toe-to-toe. Chattele certainly doesn't want any part of that. Trying to reestablish that jab. Again, the rear leg kick. He's worked
nice 1-2, straight punches. Todd's throwing some really good straight punches. They're not, calls me a liar by looping the right hand, but there it is again. Right down the middle. And you see him just shoot right in for that takedown.
Really caught Chattele off balance, I think.
He waited for the end of the combination. What John's doing by keeping his hands up is he's being able to come inside and gauge his distance. If Chattele's touching me and I'm defending, I can shoot. I'm one step away.
It seems as though he might have lulled him to sleep a bit and he went for the takedown, similar to what Chattele tried to do with the knee earlier.
He's looking for the guillotine here. Howard's got the over.
2:08 to go in round number 2.
I don't know if John's got his hands together. He might.
He's got to do a better job defending this. Chattele.
Nice job with the knee coming up. And look at shot off.
Perfectly. Exactly.
Great job by the champion coming up off the canvas like that.
Chattele,
that's the distance.
Howard rather now working inside.
Both men working close. If you are not enjoying this fight, you do not like MMA.
This has been spectacular. As good as advertised so far. 1:40 to go in round number 2.
Both guys just laying it on the line. Look at these punches from Howard. 90 seconds left in the round, and again with the second takedown.
And that's what happens when I think when Chattele gets his back too close to the cage, nowhere to go.
That's the point. Yeah, too close to the cage. It's just a quick shot to the cage. Todd needs to defend here.
Gotta be careful. Doomsday's throwing some unanswered blows.
He's really opening up right now.
His hands
going for that guillotine again.
Yeah.
You see how he cups the chin to try to pull his head down as well.
Exactly.
Short elbows. John's very proficient with these. Todd doing a good job of turning inside, trying to get inside those shots. Todd trying desperately to get back to his feet, under a minute in the round.
Yeah, he caught a fast uppercut that kind of stalled his progress, and now Doomsday back on top, reestablishing his position.
Yeah, we have a cut underneath, I think. It's just under Todd's right eye.
40 seconds to go in round number 2.
Doomsday now crawling his way up to mount. He's got Todd mounted. 30 seconds, what's he going to be able to do with it? He might be able to finish from here.
If Chattele's not answering, it's going to be tough.
Todd needs to buck up. He needs to work his base. He's going to stop this fight.
22 seconds is
He's
a lot
going to stop this fight. He's telling him, give me something to do, change positions.
If he doesn't do something,
that's it. We have a new champion, CES.
John Doomsday Howard comes to Rhode Island and takes the belt from Todd the Hulk Chattele. And just as we called it, way too much time on the clock, not enough in response from Todd Chattele. Once John Doomsday got the mount position, that was all she wrote. And you see the veteran presence, you see Doomsday, what he's done so many times in his career.
If you are not applauding this fight, regardless of who you had, who your favorite was, who your friend was, if you're not applauding an incredible championship fight, then you just don't know what you're missing. He didn't buck up, he didn't try to change position.
And there you see, not trying to roll or even get on his stomach there.
Right. Even bucking up, if he bucked his hips straight up and tried to knock Doomsday a little off balance and make him reset himself, but he just basically kind of couldn't take that kind of punishment. Who can?
Not many can against the likes of John Doomsday Howard. So there you have it, Doomsday, the new CES MMA middleweight champion. We're going to get the official time from our ring announcer, Bill Carpenter, shortly.
Center, guys. Come on, Todd, come up here.
Ladies and gentlemen, your official time, 4 minutes, 48 seconds of round number 2. Referee Dan Mergliotta calls a halt to the contest due to excessive unanswered strikes. Your winner by TKO and the new CES MMA middleweight champ, John Doomsday Howard.